Oh no. Okay, doesn't matter. Mission, planning, planning. Hansel and Gretel, a story by Grimm brothers. You have read in school level. Have you read or not?
Start.
Yes? Yes, I know. You have read this story very nicely in school level. It's a
Yes, sir.
beautiful story, isn't that? It's a beautiful story, very simple story. And yes, it is also called as fairy tale. Now here comes what does fairy tale mean? Keep in mind this term is sometimes evaluated. Fairy tale means the story in which we can find angels, ghosts, ways, means supernatural elements can be in the stories of fairy tale. This is a fairy tale by Grimm brothers, Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm, two brothers from Germany. They wrote this story and let it was translated into English. As you know the story, I won't take a long time. Just I have to go with interpretations because this story is given us not only to understand child's story or fairy tale, but also to see some interpretations how we can be giving our own perspective in any literary piece of art. So first of all, let's see the story that you know very well. In the story, we can find Hansel and Gretel, brother and sister, with his father and mother but stepmother. They lived near a forest. The story begins like this, and just as we have heard lots of story, once upon a time there lived like that, yeah. Or there was, story begins the same way. Once upon a time there lived a poor woodcutter with his wife and two children, Hansel and Gretel. Wife was the second one because Hansel and Gretel's mother had died. Anyway, they had been living their lives smoothly, gently, simply. There was no any complications in their lives. But unexpectedly, a great famine occurred. Famine means, lack of food, scarcity, insufficient resources like that. As great famine occurred, the family began to feel the shortage of food. Father had tried a lot to maintain or store enough food for the famine. They had been running the life anyway, but one evening, the mother and father began to talk. As they talked, she said, one more thing, keep in mind that we have to go after every detail, minor to major detail, because after this chapter, we have to go with different interpretations. And other texts are based on this main text. So, mother said, did you notice something? He asked what? She said, we don't have enough food now. We will be facing lack of bread, lack of butter like that. We want to be enough food for ourselves and children. Father said, I've been trying my level best, but in spite of various efforts, I haven't been able to manage. What can I do? Then she said, this is famine, and in famine we should be able to survive. He said, yes. So managing food anyway, we have to survive, he said. Then she said, No, we have to think of the option. He asked, what? If, how about leaving the children inside the forest? Father immediately got angry. You didn't bear those children means you want to kill them? You want to leave them inside the forest? How rude you are! How cruel you are! He said so. But his stepmother said, listen to me first. If we survive in this famine, in the years to come, we can have our own babies. Why don't we leave them? Again, father didn't agree. Then mother said, well, let's feed all together, and who knows, one day we all four will be dying of starvation. We won't have enough food. Mother kept convincing, kept counseling. As father and mother were discussing and just talking about famine, Hansel heard the conversation. He hadn't slept. Not Gretel had already slept. Hansel was not sleeping because he was not given enough food to eat in that evening. So he was not feeling sleepy. He heard the conversation. He kept listening to them, what they decided, what they talked. Eventually, mother became able to convince him, and they decided to leave the children inside the forest. When they got decided that one about leaving the children inside the forest, after some time they slept. Hansel felt very sad. Then he began to wake Gretel up. Gretel, wake, wake, wake. Then she was feeling very sleepy. Yes, what happened? She said, listen, our parents have decided to leave us inside the forest. Then she began to cry. Hansel said, don't cry. If you cry, they will listen to us. Then she asked what to do. Hansel said, let them sleep. When they are in deep sleep, I will find the way out. Then what happened? When Hansel Gretel realized that parents had slept, parents had slept, then slowly he opened the door and went in the street. He looked here and there, and ultimately he found some pebbles, shining pebbles. As he found some pebbles, he kept those pebbles in his pocket and returned. He didn't sleep for a long time. When Hansel returned, Gretel asked, what did you do? Then he said, I'll tell you tomorrow. They slept, but as they had slept late, they could not wake up early. The mother came inside and began to scold them. Hey, lazy bones, get up. It's time to go to forest now. Hurry up. They got up very lazily. Mother brought some bread and gave to them. She told them, don't eat now. It's for the noon. Hurry up, let's go. As she said so, both of them came out of the house. Mother was in the lead, then Gretel, then father, at last Hansel. When Hansel moved, he looked behind towards house and walked few steps, again looked behind. Father asked, Hansel, what happened? Why you are doing like this? Then he said, Father, see at the roof of the house, there is a white kitten bidding us goodbye. White kitten bidding us goodbye. But mother said, it is not white kitten. It is shining sun. Hurry up, we are getting late. But actually, Hansel was dropping the pebbles he had collected last night. That was shining pebble. Dropping in a few steps, doing like this, they went inside a dense forest. Father and mother told them to sit there. They made a fire for them and told them not to go anywhere. They would be back anytime. Hansel and Gretel knew about their conspiracy but did not tell anything. They were hopeful that parents would come back. But parents played a trick. What they did, they tied a huge log in between two trees so that hitting two trees it could produce the sound of chopping the firewood, and they departed. After some time, Hansel and Gretel heard a sound produced by that log. They realized, they thought that, oh, parents are nearby. Whatever they planned last night, they have changed the mind. As they had got bread with them, they ate bread, and as they had not slept well last night, within few minutes they slept. They went into deep sleep. For a long time they slept, but when they got up, it was already late, and parents had not come back yet. Both Hansel and Gretel began to cry. Then after some time, as they began to cry, after some time, Hansel got an idea. Gretel, wait, let the moon come in the sky. Then she asked why. He said, I will find the way out. I will find the way out. And they kept waiting until the moon came in the sky. When moon came in the sky, Hansel moved here and there, everywhere, and ultimately he found one pebble that he had dropped last day in the morning. Then he said, Gretel, come, I have found a way. So what happened? Collecting one people, next like this, doing one by collecting one by one. By morning, they reached home. Father became very happy, but mother became sad. She said, "You lazy bones, we came to wake you up, but you were in deep sleep. You didn't wake up, so we left you inside the forest." The children could not oppose.
You know what? 그게 플러스 보니까 먼저 그냥 오는 건다
Hmm. The children did not say anything. This time, anyway, the famine was over. Life began to run smoothly. But after some time, a greater famine occurred. They did not have enough food as the last time. They were going against short of food. So one evening, again mother asked about the same condition. She said, Father, why don't we take a decision? He asked what? Why don't you leave the children inside the forest? He said, we tried last time, but they came back. Mother said, this time we will keep them in dense forest. Then they won't come back. Okay, let's try. As parents were discussing, again Hansel heard that one. Then when father and mother slept, Hansel woke Gretel up. She woke up. What happened? He said, again parents have decided to take us inside the forest. She began to cry. Hansel said, don't cry, they will know. Then what will you do this time? He said, I'll try to find the way out. Hansel, when realized that their parents had gone asleep, he went towards door to open and go in the street. But as he tried to open the door, he found it was locked from outside. Both Hansel and Gretel came together, sat together, tossing their head. They cried for a long time and then slept. Next morning, mother came, scolding them. Hey, lazy bones, wake up! It's time to go to forest. They woke up, but they had slept late, so they were feeling very sleepy. This time, again, she gave one loaf of bread, but this time a bit smaller than last time. They said, don't take this now. It's for the noon. They said, okay. They were worried what to do. Again, mother at the lead, then Gretel, father, and at last Hansel. As they kept moving, Hansel again in same condition, he turned around, looked towards house and moved few steps. Turned around, looked towards house and moved few steps. Father asked, Hansel, what happened? What are you doing? Then he said, Father, see there at the top, there is a white dove bidding us goodbye. But mother said, that is not white dove. That is rising sun. Hurry up, we are getting late. She said so. Actually, Hansel was making breadcrumbs that she was given by mother and dropping on the way. They moved inside the dens for much denser for them than last time. Again, parents made firewood for them, told them to sit there. They sat, and as they sat, again parents played same tricks. They put one log to hit against one trunk, next putting out up, cutting firewood. They thought parents were nearby, they would come anytime. But this time, Hansel, actually whatever bread he was given, he had made crumbs and dropped on the way. Like last time, he had dropped pebbles. They slept, but this time Gretel gave him some half loaf of bread to him to eat. They ate bread and slept. When they woke up, it was already dark night. They began to cry. As they began to cry, Hansel at last said, Gretel, don't cry. I will find a way out. She asked, what will you do? He said, wait, let the moon come in the sky. After some time, moon came in the sky. As moon came in the sky, he tried to find out the breadcrumbs. But this time, bad luck, because the breadcrumbs were already eaten by birds inside the forest. Both brothers, sister moved here and there. Wherever they went, they found only dense forest, only bush, only large trees. They couldn't find any way to come back home. They kept roaming in here and there. As they kept roaming here and there, next day also they tried to find the way out. They couldn't find. Just they kept moving and moving for 3 days and 3 nights without single grain of food. They kept moving and moving and moving. So on the third day, they happened to see a small bird singing in a branch of a tree. Both brother and sister began to listen to that bird, forgetting all their hungers and thirst. After some time, that bird flew from one branch to the next. They followed, and when the bird sat, began to sing, they sat and began to listen to that bird. Class, are you getting me or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Doing like this, the bird took those two children in a strange place inside a dense forest. There was small, like castle area, amazing place. And there was one gingerbread. Nee, there was gingerbread in front of them. Hansel saw and said, Gretel, see, bread, come. She went there. Wow, so nice. Then he asked, what would you like to have? He said, I like sugar. Okay, you can take doors and windows. And she asked, what would you like? He said, I like cake. So I want roof. I will take roof. So both of them began to eat. Meanwhile, what happened? A very old lady appeared in front of them. A stick in her hand, she did not see properly. She began to ask in rhymes. Nibble, nibble at my little mouse. Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? Hansel and Gretel also responded in the same way. World so wide, the heavenly child. World so wide, heavenly child. As they said so, oh, my dear children, what happened to you? Why are you here? Then they said they were hungry for 3 days, had not eaten anything. Then that old lady said, oh, come with me. I have got lots of delicious food. I'll give you a lot of things to eat. Excited, both children followed that old lady. That old lady had enough food inside her room. So she served delicious food, fruits, items, and both Hansel and Gretel began to eat those, enjoying. They ate as much as they could, and when they got satisfied, then that old lady said, okay, you might be feeling sleepy because you said you were hungry for 3 days, 3 nights. Come to sleep. So that old lady gave them a bed to sleep. Both of them slept. Like this, several days passed. Hansel and Gretel studied that scenario and they found that which was very rich. One day, that witch caught Hansel by his hand and took him to our small oven-like house and told him to go inside. As he got inside, she locked him from outside and came to Gretel and told her, Gretel, go and bring firewood, water, and fruit for us. Then she asked, why are you doing so? I have imprisoned your brother. Feed him as much as you can. When your brother becomes fat, I will kill him and eat his flesh. Oh my God. She ran towards Hansel and told him, Hansel, Hansel, that old lady is not simple lady. Then he asked, what? She is a witch. He asked, how did he say? Then she said that she will kill you and eat your flesh. Oh my God. Then tell me what to do. She asked like that. Then he said, whatever she says, do that. I will find a way out. So Gretel, that day onwards, began to go in search of firewood, fruit, flowers, and other things, came back, cooked food for 3 persons, served delicious dishes to Hansel, and she herself ate the leftover. Not only that, even crabs also. Being like this, several days passed. Hansel got a treat. Time and again that witch came to feel his finger, because she couldn't see well. And she told him, give your finger. Then Hansel got idea, because he thought she's just trying to feel my finger. So what he said, what is this? It is the bones of bird. Then she felt like this. Oh, he hasn't been fat yet. She returned back and scolded Gretel very badly. Gretel, just being scolded, she did nothing but listen to her. Doing like this, several days passed. Every time the witch went to Hansel, he played the same trick. One day, she got very angry and told Gretel, Gretel, you do not feed your brother well. So first I want to kill you, then your brother. She ran towards Hansel and told him, Hansel, Hansel, she said that she wants to kill me. Then he said, I remember, just keep in mind, we have seen the house, one small house, same like oven below there was fire. She said, yes, I think she will take you there. And then if she tells you go inside, you tell her, I can't go. Teach me how to go. She asked. And then, but then when she chose to go inside like this, he pushed her from back, locked the door, and made fire downwards. She said, okay. Same thing happened. That witch caught Gretel by her hand and took towards oven-like house and told her to go inside. Gretel said, I can't go. Teach me how to go. Stupid girl, can't you go inside? She showed the action of going inside. Meanwhile, what happened? Gretel came and gave her a shove, pushed her inside. The witch went inside. She locked from outside. Then she took just went downstairs and made fire there. Gradually, fire began to just grow, and with the flame of fire, with extreme heat, what happened? After some time, the witch died. She opened the door, took the key, went towards Hansel where he was locked. She opened the door and took him out. They found the witch was dead. Then what they did? They ran towards her storeroom. Before that, they ate as much as they could. Then Hansel collected lots of properties, money, jewelries, expensive ornaments, stones like that, and kept on that. Gretel, what will take? Once she said, what? I'll take clothes. She took clothes, and both of them began to run from there. They ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. As they ran, they came out of forest. When they came out of forest, what happened? They saw one river. It was flooded. Then no way out. Then suddenly they happened to see a duckling over there. Duck, very large duck. Hansel began to sing song. Duckling, duckling, Hansel here. Duckling, duckling, Gretel here. No ferry or bridge wide. Duckling, come and give us a ride. They sang this song. When they sang this song, the duckling came. Wow, amazing. So Hansel ride on it. As he rode on it, he told her, Gretel, come on back. Then she said, Hansel, first you go, then I will go. Okay. Then Duckling helped him cross the river. Again, Duckling came back and helped Gretel cross the river. Both of them crossed the river. They thanked whom? Duckling, and ran towards house. They ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. After some time, they reached home. When they reached home, they found their father in tragedy. Because while giving birth to a child, their stepmother had died. So father was very sad. He had lost his children and even he lost his wife. But when Hansel and Gretel reached home, father became very happy. Not only happy, they had come back with lot of properties. When father found those properties, he became very happy. Getting those property, just they thought their life, their poverty was over. And then after what happened? What happened then? They lived happily ever after. My story is done. See the mouse run. If you can catch it, make a big fur cap out of it. In Nepali it is said, सुन्नेलाई सुनको माला, भन्नेलाई फुलको माला, यो कथा वैकुण्ठ जाला, भन्ने बेला तात्तातै आइजाला. Got the story?